The surface is lit by the midnight lights. Our little town is lit too by lights just above that we cannot explain. Welcome to Vale. The Vale Daily Journal has announced that they will be cutting back their publication schedule to Monday through Thursday only due to the economic downturn and a massive decline in the literate population. The Thursday Daily Journal will now be called the Weekend Edition, and on Sundays, newspaper kiosks, usually filled with important newsprint, will be filled with CT. When asked why tea, the journal's publishing editor Onion-san said, "Is it important that we maintain an unbiased approach to news reporting?" The Vale Business Association is proud to announce the new Vale Stadium next to the Vale Harbor and Waterfront Recreation Area. The stadium will be able to seat 50,000, but will be closed all nights of the year except for November 10th, for the annual parade of the Amalgamates, which all of our favorite ominous amalgamates, the ones that lurk in the True Lab, the ones that meet regularly in the dog park, and the one that occasionally steals babies, and for some reasons no one can understand, we all stand by and let them do it. All of them will be parading proudly through Vale Stadium. I tell you, with these new facilities, it promises to be quite a spectacle. And then it promises to be a dark, vast, and echoey space for the other meaningless 364 days of the year. Here at the radio station, it's contract negotiation season with our station manager, Gaster, again. It's always an interesting time. Now, obviously, I'm not allowed to go into details, but negotiation is tricky when you're never allowed to glimpse at what you're negotiating with. Station Manager Gaster stays inside his office at all times, only communicating with us through sealed envelopes that are spat out from under the door like a sunflower shell through teeth. Then, in order to respond, you kind of just shout at the closed door and hope that Gaster hears. Sometimes you can see movement through the frosted glass, large shapes shifting around, tendrils whipping through the air. Architecturally speaking, the apparent size of management's office does not physically make sense, given the size of the building, but it's hard to say really, as no one has ever seen the actual office, only its translucence. Look, I've probably said too much. I can see down the hall that an envelope just came flying out. I pray it's not another HR training session in the dark box. But what can I say? I'm a reporter at heart. I cannot not report. Oh my, let's look at the 7-day outlook. Your daily shades of the ceiling forecast. Monday, turquoise. Tuesday, taupe. Wednesday, robin's egg. Thursday, turquoise taupe. Friday, coal dust. Saturday, coal dust with chances of indigo in the late afternoon. Sunday, void. The City Council has asked me to remind everyone about the new drive to clean up litter. Vale is our home, and who wants to leave trash all over their home? Put it in the garbage can, listeners, and if you see any trash around, pick it up and throw it away. Do your part, unless the trash is marked with a small red flag. My council has asked me to remind you that any litter marked with a red flag is not to be picked up or approached. Remember the slogan, no flag goes in the bag. Red flag, run. Listeners, we are currently fielding numerous reports that books have stopped working. It seems that all over Undervale, books have simply ceased functioning. The scientists are studying one of the broken books to see if they can understand just what is going on here. The exact problem is currently unclear, but some of the words being used include sparks, meat smell, biting, and lethal gas. For your own safety, please do not attempt to open a book until we have more information on the nature and cause of these problems. The City Council has released only a brief statement indicating that their stance on books has not changed and that, as always, they believe that books are dangerous and inadvisable and should not be kept in private homes. Another warning for Undervale residents. Sources say that the used discount sporting goods store on Flint Drive is a front for the world government. This is based on extensive study of the location, and also because it has a dog house from which Doggo regularly departs and returns to. Fairly unusual for a used and discount sporting goods store. We sent our intern, Metaton, to try buying a tennis racket and have not heard back from him for several weeks. This brings me to a related point. To the parents of Metaton, the intern. We regret to inform you that your son was lost in the line of community radio duty, and that he will be missed and never forgotten. May you all feel blessed to have the family that you have, and if you're looking for sporting goods, check out Play Ball right over by our own community radio station. Play Ball is only a front for the Royal Guard and so can be completely trusted. Whimsun, out on the edge of town, reported that a creeping fear came into Undervale today. They felt it first as a mild apprehension, then a growing worry, and finally a mortal panic. It passed from them to the employees at the car lot, who crouched behind their cars and cast fearful eyes at the empty ceiling. It did not affect old woman Toriel, presumably because of her TEM protection, but it went from there to the rest of town until we all were shivering with anticipation for a terrible thing we could not yet see. I myself was frozen, sure that any moment would lead to death, that any word would be my last. Of course, that also could have been the contract's negotiations with the station manager Gaster and the hideous envelope I just received. Also, I'm battling osteoporosis. Meanwhile, the creeping fear passed, first leaving Winsome out on the edge of town, and then the car lot, where they went back to offering gently used cars at affordable prices, and finally, the rest of us, who could go back to living with the knowledge that any given moment we will either live or die, and it's no use guessing which. Does not currently know where the creeping fear will go next. Hopefully, to Ebbet Bluffs. You would serve them right. 2 hawk-eyed listeners sent in reports that Frisk, our curious scientific visitor, was seen getting their beautiful, beautiful hair cut. They're having their gorgeous hair shorn, cut short, so very short from their perfectly shaped, brilliant head. Listeners, I am not one to gossip, even if it is a local celebrity, but please explain to me why Frisk would strip away, decimate any part of their thick brown hair. What treacherous barber would agree to such depravity? Who takes mere money or even soulless joy in depriving our small community of such a simple but important act as lordly admiring Frisk's stunning coif? Reports from 2 intrepid sources. are that it was Jerry the barber. Jerry, who likes sports and has posters of combs. Jerry the barber seems to be the one who betrayed our community. Jerry the barber. It is Jerry the barber at the corner of Southwest 5th Street and Old Musk Road with the red and white spinning pole and the sign that says Jerry's. Jerry is about 4 feet, small arms, and an annoying personality. He talks with an accent and sneers. Jerry the barber cut Frisk's beautiful hair, according to reports. Jerry. Now, while I gather myself, let's have a look at the traffic. Oh, wow. Well, that looks pretty good. Yep. Yes. Okay, not too bad there either, my friend. Oh, that gentleman needs to slow it down. It is not a race, my friend. Not a little one, anyway. That has been traffic. And now for an editorial. I don't ask favors much, dear listeners, that you know, but I'm asking all of you right now to conduct a letter writing campaign to our station manager, Gaster, who was not pleased with my discussion of his physical attributes and behavior, and is now threatening to shut down my show, or possibly my life, for good. The wording is kind of ambiguous. Obviously, we will not be able to deliver the letters directly to the management per se, as no one has ever opened his door, but we can shout the contents of the letters outside the office, and we presume, given an anatomy that includes ears, he will be able to hear what you have to say. So if you like this show, and you want to hear more of it, then we need to hear from you. Make your voice heard to whatever it is that lies way beyond that darkened office door. I'm sorry, listeners. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors. This segment has been brought to us by Big Grove's Pizza. Listeners, we are proud to have Big Grove's as a sponsor of our show. You will not find a better pizza joint in all of Undervale than Big Grove's. Just the other night, I stopped by Big Grove's. I was in the mood for a delicious pizza slice, and since Big Grove's is the only pizza place in Undervale that is not burned down to the ground in an unsolved arson case, and, did I mention, is also the best pizza in town, I ordered a single grilled slice with 2 authentic toppings, and boy was I satisfied. The flavor was scrumptious. The taste was also scrumptious, and it was warm, the pizza slice. I've been told that even the amalgamates eat there. The waitstaff look like they avert their hollow gazes quite a bit. Even the city council offers its ringing endorsement of Big Grove's. All Undervale citizens are mandated to eat at Big Grove's once a week. It is a misdemeanor not to. Big Grove's Pizza. No one does a slice like Big Groby, folks. No one. And now, sweet listeners, the weather. Hello, radio audience. I come to you live from under my desk, where I have dragged my microphone and am currently hiding in the fetal position. Did you write letters? Then you should not do this anymore. The station manager has opened his door for the first time in my memory and is now roaming the building. I don't know exactly what management looks like, as that is when I took cover under my desk, and I can only hope that he is not listening to what is going on right now, or else may have sealed my fate. I can hear only a kind of clicking footstep and a faint hissing sound like releasing steam. An intern went to see what management wanted and has not returned. If you are related to Metaton EX afternoon board operator at Undervale Community Radio, I am sorry to inform you that he is probably dead, or at least temporarily absorbed into management permanently. Metaton and Metaton EX, the interns, will both be missed, but we will surely see him in the Thanksgiving Day Dead Citizens Impersonation Contest, which this year will be in the employee lounge under the Undervale Mall from 11 a.m. to 9:45 p.m. There will be a cash bar and 2 twister boards. I'm going to see if I can make a break for the door. If you don't hear from me again, it has truly been a pleasure. Good night, Undervale, and goodbye! What's under the desk?